Mr. Corker. Mr. Corker. Aye. Mr. Risch. Mr. Risch. Aye. Mr. Carey. Mr. Carey. Aye. Mr. Cornyn. Mr. Cornyn. Aye. Ms. Snow. Ms. Snow. Aye. Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul. Aye. Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett. Aye. Mr. Cardin. Mr. Cardin. Aye. Mr. DeMint. Mr. DeMint. Aye. Mr. Sanders. Mr. Sanders. Aye. Mr. Akaka. Mr. Akaka. Aye. Mr. Johans. Mr. Johans. Aye. Mr. Webb. Mr. Webb. Aye. Mr. Barrasso. Mr. Barrasso. Aye. Mr. Coates. Mr. Coates. Aye. Mr. Toomey. Mr. Toomey. Aye. Mr. Hatch. Mr. Hatch. Aye. Mr. Moran. Mr. Moran. Aye. Mr. Franken. Mr. Franken. Aye. Tester. Mr. Tester. Aye. Mr. Wicker. Mr. Wicker. Aye. Ms. Mikulski. Ms. Mikulski. Aye. Mr. McCain. Mr. McCain. Aye. Mr. Wyden. Mr. Wyden. Aye. Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson of Nebraska. Aye. Mrs. Hutchison. Mrs. Hutchison. Aye. Mr. Kyle. Mr. Kyle. Aye. Mr. Kirk. Mr. Kirk. Aye. Mr. Leahy. Mr. Leahy. Aye. Mr. Bingaman. Mr. Bingaman. Aye. Mrs. Feinstein. Mrs. Feinstein. Aye. Mr. Blunt. Mr. Blunt. Aye. Mr. Sessions. Mr. Sessions. Aye. Mr. Baucus. Mr. Baucus. Aye. Mrs. Hagan. Mrs. Hagan. Aye. Mr. Thune. Mr. Thune. Aye. Mr. Burr. Mr. Burr. Aye. Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed of Rhode Island. Aye. Mr. Cole. Mr. Cole. Aye. Mr. Bozeman? Mr. Bozeman? Aye. Mr. Hoven? Mr. Hoven? Aye. Mr. Udall? Mr. Udall of Colorado? Aye. Ms. Landrieu? Ms. Landrieu? Aye. Mr. Pryor? Mr. Pryor? Aye. Mr. Nelson? Mr. Nelson of Florida? Aye. Mr. Reed? Mr. Reed, Nevada? Aye. Mr. Shelby? Mr. Shelby? Aye. Mr. Harkin? Mr. Harkin? Aye. Mrs. McCaskill? Mrs. McCaskill? Aye. Mr. Lautenberg? Mr. Lautenberg? Aye. Mr. Carper? Mr. Carper? Aye. Mr. Levin? Mr. Levin? Aye. Mr. Roberts? Mr. Roberts? Aye. Mr. Conrad? Mr. Conrad? Aye. Mr. Portman? Mr. Portman? Aye. Ms. Cantwell. Ms. Cantwell? Aye.
Are there any senators wishing to vote or to change their vote? If not, the ayes are 96 and the nays are 0, and the nomination is confirmed. Under the previous order, the motion to reconsider is considered made and laid upon the table. The President will be immediately notified of the Senate's action, and the Senate will resume legislative session.
Mr. President,
Majority Leader.
I now ask unanimous consent that at 1 p.m. Thursday, May 12, 2011, the Senate proceed to executive session to consider nomination number 47 on the calendar, that there be 1 hour for debate equally divided in the usual form. Upon the use or yielding back of that time, the Senate proceed to vote without intervening action or debate on calendar number 47. The motion to reconsider be considered made and laid on the table with no intervening action or debate. No further motions be in order to the nomination. That any statements related to the nomination be printed in the record, that the President be notified of the Senate's action, and the Senate then resume legislative session.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. I now ask unanimous consent that we proceed to S-Res 179.
The clerk will report.
Senate Resolution 179 to constitute the minority party's membership on certain committees for the 112th Congress or until their successors are chosen.
Is there an objection to proceeding to the measure? Without objection, the Senate will proceed.
Mr. President, S-953 is at the desk. I ask for its first reading.
The Senate needs to dispose of the current resolution.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the chair.
The resolution for committee appointments is still pending.
I ask consent that that be approved.
Without objection.
And I ask also, Mr. President, that not only the resolution be agreed to, but that the motion to reconsider be also laid upon the table.
Without objection.
I now ask that S-953 have its first reading.
The clerk will read the title of the bill for the first time.
S-953, a bill to authorize the conduct of certain lease sales in the Outer Continental Shelf to amend the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act to modify the requirements for exploration and for other purposes.
I now ask for its second reading, but object to my own request.
Objection having been heard, the bill will receive its second reading on the next legislative day.
Mr. President, I now ask unanimous consent that the appointments to the desk appear separately in the record as if made by the chair.
Without objection, so ordered.
I ask unanimous consent that when the Senate completes the business day, it adjourn until tomorrow morning, Tuesday, May 12th at 9:30. That following the prayer and the pledge, the morning hour, following the prayer and the pledge, the journal proceedings be approved to date. Morning hour be deemed expired. The time of the two leaders be reserved for use later in the day. And by the way, Mr. President, I asked that we adjourn until 9:30 a.m. I didn't announce a.m. or p.m. 9:30 a.m. would work better. Following any leader remarks, the Senate proceed to a period of morning business for debate only until 1 p.m. Senators permitted to speak for up to 10 minutes each, with the first hour equally divided and controlled between the leaders or the designees, with Republicans controlling the first 30 minutes and a majority controlling the next 30 minutes. Following morning business, the Senate proceed to executive session under the previous order.
Without objection.
Mr. President, there will be a roll call vote around 2 p.m. tomorrow on confirmation of Executive Calendar Number 47, the nomination of Michael Urbanski to be a district judge for the Western District of Virginia. Mr. President, if there is no further business to come before the Senate, I ask that it adjourn under the previous order.
Senate stands adjourned until 9:30 a.m. tomorrow.
The U.S. Senate has gavelled out. Lawmakers